Welcome back. What is this, MMA calculator?
I think it did Attic MMA.
Oh, MMA Attic. Get in our attic.
Welcome back. We had a week off from betting, but that does not mean we were taking a vacation. This time was spent working on the prediction model and refining our betting strategy. We will be coming out with a full update video soon, but for now, the most important news is that we are betting all model favorites. With that said, let's jump in to UFC Denver. Let's kick it off with the first fight of the night, Josh Fremd versus Andre Petroski. We are still questioning whether we should be betting on fights that the model has predicted so closely to a pick'em, but until we are able to crunch the numbers, we are going to stick with what shows to be profitable. Some quick notes about this fight. Fremd is coming off of a loss to Roman Kopylov, but he did accept that fight on short notice. He was scheduled for another fight in April, but pulled out due to an injury. Petroski has lost his last two fights by KO TKO, and Fremd has 4 career knockouts, but his most recent was all the way back in 2021. Our next fight is Montel Jackson at 13-2 versus Damon Blackshear at 14-6-1. All 8 of these guys' combined losses are by decision. Damon has finished the majority of his wins by submission, while Montel has done the same, but with knockouts. The model favors Montel here, and given that his only 2 losses have come to Brett Johns and Ricky Simone, we agree that this is a good play. Our first women's fight of the night sees Luana Santos face off against Maria Agapova. Luana at 7-1 is moving down from her single fight at bantamweight, where she actually missed by several pounds. All of this occurred in a fight that she was originally scheduled for at flyweight. She has since clarified that this was all due to the onset of a thyroid disease that she has since gotten under control. Agapova is coming in at 10-4 and has not fought since September of 2022. She has lost 3 of her last 5, all by stoppage. The model sees Santos as a slight favorite here, which is enough to place a bet. Fatima Klein will be moving up in weight and stepping in on late notice against Jasmine Jasdavicius in our next fight. Despite this, the bookmakers still have her as a favorite. Klein is coming in at 6-0 with much less experience than Jasmine at 10-3. Fatima is also 11 years younger, and her first fight in the UFC will be just 1 day after her 24th birthday. Hopefully she leaves this fight with another reason to celebrate. Our next 2 fighters also have an 11-year age gap, with the 22-year-old Joshua Van facing off against Charles Johnson. Charles is looking to continue his recent comeback as he was on a 3-fight losing streak in 2023, but he has won both of his bouts so far in 2024. Interestingly, all 5 of these recent fights have been by unanimous decision. Van, who spent most of his career knocking people out, saw his only 2 decisions in 2023, but he was able to win them both. Van is an exciting prospect who is still very young. The model believes that the books have him overvalued, but the data says to make the bet. Starting off the main card, we have Cody Brundage against Abdul Razak Al Hassan. They have very similar records of 10 wins, 6 losses, and 12 wins, 6 losses, respectively. They are both 2-3 in their last 5 fights. Of Abdul's 12 wins, they have all been knockouts, and only one of them is outside of the first round. Cody does have 2 KO losses, one only as far back as December of 2022. He has seen 3 decisions in his career and lost 2 of them. The model sees value in Brundage here, and it seems like he'll only need to survive the early onslaught of Al Hassan to get the win. The only featherweight fight of the night is between 11-1 Christian Rodriguez and the 29-11 Julian Erosa. Julian, at 6'1", is 5 inches taller and has 3 inches in reach advantage. He also has nearly 30 more professional fights under his belt. Christian is on a 4-fight win streak, all in the UFC, and would be undefeated if not for his late notice bout against Jonathan Pierce that got him his shot in the UFC. Rodriguez does have a bad habit of missing weight, with 3 infractions in the last 3 years. The model sees youth beating experience this time and has picked Rodriguez to get the victory. At welterweight, we have Gabriel Bonfim versus Ange Lusa. With the exception of a single no contest, Lusa has been to a decision in every fight since 2018. Bonfim, on the other hand, has never seen a decision. He did suffer his first professional loss, which came by KO in his last fight, but has since taken 8 months off and hopefully has fully recovered. The bookies, our model, social media sentiment, the homeless dog under that bridge, everybody thinks that Bonfim will bounce back in this fight. The feature fight is the only lightweight bout on the card, with Drew Dober facing off against Jean Silva. Silva is making an incredibly quick turnaround after giving our money to the bookies just 2 weeks ago. He will be moving up to 155 and facing the much more experienced Dober. Despite the quick turnaround, both the bookies and the model have this very close to a pick'em, just slightly favoring Jean Silva. Our co-main event is going to be Santiago Ponzinibbio at 29-7 versus Muslim Salikov at 19-5. Santiago is returning after more than a year away from the sport, while Salikov has been more active recently. Despite this, they are both 2-3 in their last 5, with the oldest of those being on the same card back in 2021. Their records include a lot of knockouts, but we just haven't seen much of that in recent years. Ponzinibbio is quite a large favorite at the books, and the model thinks this is a pick'em. Again, we are collecting data to see if bets like these show signs of being profitable. Finally, for the main event, we get to see Rose Namajunas against Tracy Cortez. Despite being 11-1, having only lost her first ever professional fight, Cortez is still a notable underdog in this bout. Even Rose losing 2 of her last 3 fights was not enough to make her an underdog here. We are very surprised that even the model likes Namajunas in this fight, but we are also big fans of Rose and would love to see her make a run for the title at flyweight. This certainly isn't our most confident bet of the night. We made 11 wagers this week, 10 on book favorites, and only 1 underdog. That is a change from how it's been in the recent past, so let's see how we do this week. Our total risk was 21.46 with a potential win of 32.83, which leaves us right around a 50% potential profit of 11.37. We have bet the full card this week, but we don't want anyone to think that we are throwing good money after bad. We did have a few down weeks in a row, and so we used the opportunity of having no fights last week to do a week-long deep dive into the model and our numbers. We will be coming out with a full update video soon so that we can share our progress. That's going to be it. Like and subscribe, and don't forget to follow us on X to chat with us during the fights this weekend.